For the past 2 decades, you could find our next News 19 Teacher of the Week in her middle school science class.
She kicks off her day with a little brain booster to help get the kids ready to learn.
Christy Calgagno heads to Dent Middle School for an anatomy lesson. Listen up.
Body parts that have only 3 letters, no slang allowed. What are they?
It's time for a brain booster in Mrs. Shanita York's 7th grade science class at Dent Middle School.
Make sure you cite your sources and make sure you find images for your person.
She made sure that we understand, and if we didn't, we could have asked questions.
And that's the goal in Mrs. York's class, to make sure her students are lifelong learners.
To always explore, to always be beyond what people expect them to be.
She was a real good teacher. Like, you could talk to her if you needed anything. She was always there for you.
But Mrs. York didn't always want to be a teacher.
Anybody have any questions?
Born in Sumter and a graduate of Morris College, she originally wanted to be a pharmacist.
Initially, I started out in biology education until I did my first practicum, and it's like, nah, this may not be for me, but then eventually I gave it a try and then I liked it, and so I stayed with it.
After college, she taught at Dent Middle in Sumter before moving to Georgia and North Carolina with her daughter.
And I was offered the AVID position, so I took it. That's how I ended up in North Carolina. And then I got back here once my daughter went off to college, so it was no need for me to stay, so I decided to come back home.
But no matter where she taught, it was always middle school science.
Always. I was always one of those kids who liked to tinker and then make stuff and dissect things. I've always been that way.
And for the past 11 years, you'll find her here at Dent Middle.
You can think of anything else? Yes.
Helping students like Azaria and Jalea.
Miss York, she was a good teacher. I love her. I see her more than a teacher. Like, now that we're in 8th grade, like, I still, to this day, I still go back and I say, hey.
So they decided to help me with our special
Surprise!
Mrs. York, I'm Christy from WLTX. Congratulations, you're our Teacher of the Week. Let's give it up.
When she was teaching me, she was like a very good teacher. Like, I call her my second mom, my school mom.
At the end of the day, it's about them. When you can see the fruit of your labor, it makes it all worthwhile. Even though some days it'll be a little rough, but at the end, it's good.
Fantastic. You remember that periodic table? Can you name
I do,
anything?
but
I got
I was
nothing.
not great in
It's
science.
I'm glad, but I love to see such an inspiration. She's a woman. She loves science, and she said she loves dissecting things.
Amazing. Better her than me.
I'm very impressed. If you know a great Teacher of the Week, shoot us an email to TOW@WLTX.com. Tell us why that teacher is so special.
Stay